Well, welcome back into Thriving with the TSP. Marty, and you really can thrive if you understand the options, put the money away the right way, take advantage of the match, take advantage of the Roth option if that makes sense to you and if you understand it completely. But let's go through the funds now. The first one is and we're going to have a different section on each fund just to make it a little simpler for people to categorize and index these. But the G fund, the government fund. The goal there is to outpace inflation with less risk and unfortunately less gains.
Yeah, well, the government securities fund is a place for, that's that segment of the piece of money that I want little to no risk.
Right.
The government securities fund, over time, is there to outpace inflation. Now, we have to understand it's not going to outpace inflation by much. It
may not, too. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the goal is to outpace it, right? So it's made up of short-term U.S. Treasury securities, right?
Yes, and the only really quote-unquote risk associated with that government securities fund is what we call interest rate risk. Is interest rates go up and bond prices go down. They kind of have that seesaw effect. So, as interest rates have been very low, they continue to stay very low. But as interest rates go up, those are one of those funds you want to keep an eye on, Coach.
Yep, and we call this the safety fund because interest and principal is guaranteed by the U.S. government. That's important too. But unfortunately, because it's guaranteed, it's not going to gain much. That's the facts these days. That's the dragnet part about it. It's U.S. backed, and it has in our back studies and the back test. And if you look at the government forms, it has outpaced inflation.
It has, and it's it's a little bit of a struggle to outpace inflation in this environment right now because we have a new change in administration, as we know. And our belief here at Capital Financial is, Coach, we do believe inflation is going to be a bigger and bigger concern. So that's where you have to have that professional guidance. And that's why that's so important, because if somebody puts all of their money in that government securities fund, over time it's not going to perform nearly as well. And we know that.
Yeah. All right. So that's the G fund. It's a simple fund, folks. It's a place to start. Stick your toe in the water. You can put a bunch of money in there and then move it around down the road. But when we come back, we're going to talk about the F fund.